Well, all new here on News Nation, a New York City doctor is now sounding the alarm, claiming that not everyone is receiving the COVID-19 vaccine correctly. Dr. Tom Pitts says he's been noticing too many injections going out across the U.S. not being administered the right way. So now he's taking it upon himself to get the word out that the vaccine should go directly into the deltoid muscle. Dr. Pitts actually has launched a social media campaign that he calls #Do Not Squeeze My Arm. You probably have seen the images of people getting vaccinated all across the country these days. Dr. Pitts says he has seen too many times where the skin is being pinched as the needle is put in. He says that could lead to the vaccine being injected into the fat under the skin instead of into the muscle where it should go. Dr. Tom Pitts is a board-certified neurologist and has a practice there in New York City, where he's joining us live tonight. Dr. Pitts, thanks so much for being with us and for kind of flagging this issue. I guess like everyone else these days, you're watching the news, and we all have footage of the needle going into the arm. And you're right. Sometimes I've seen the doctor or the nurse do the pinch method. Why is, again, reiterate for folks why you don't think that's the right methodology here?
First of all, thank you for having me, and thanks for being an advocate by bringing me out here to spread awareness. Guys, I should state that my job essentially is injecting muscles for a living. I'm a neurologist with a neuromuscular focus. So this is kind of what I do. It wasn't my plan to come out here and interrupt you all in the process of celebrating the vaccine. I just want to make sure it's done correctly. So I find this to be an issue for a few reasons. One, let's start with the fact that the vaccine was studied in intramuscular injections. That's where the safety and efficacy data comes from, okay? So there's that issue. The other issue is the technique is incorrect. We now use a Z-track method, which is essentially pushing down to ensure that you're bringing the muscle out towards you, moving the fat away. That ensures less pain, right? Most of the pain fibers are in the fat, not in the muscle. Less pain. It also ensures proper placement into the muscle, and it also prevents regurgitation back into the subcutaneous fat. For example, there are these little protocols I don't see being done consistently. How many folks, if we're honest with ourselves as busy healthcare professionals, are holding the needle in there for a full 10-second count, ensuring that it does not regurgitate back into the fat? How many folks are saying, oh, wow, that hurt, and maybe massaging the area? That risks regurgitation into the fat, right? It should just be pressure and then a Band-Aid. So I'm seeing these little details, and it seems like I'm maybe being annoying or alarmist. But if I put, let's say I'm conservative and I put one person in every 5 hospitals, just one, doing this incorrectly to hundreds of people, and then I extrapolate that throughout the entire world, we've got a big problem. And lastly, I would just add that the reason why this is an issue, folks, in the fat is for a few reasons. In the fat, you have a higher risk of infection, granuloma formation, which is kind of a necrosis or destruction of tissue, and these other local systemic reactions. In the muscle, in a study of 26,000 people, we only saw that in about 0.4%. And the reason may be the muscle has a great blood supply. It can evacuate these things out and into your system to be processed. And it also ensures that you become immune, we call that seroconversion, much more quickly. In the fat, there is a poor blood supply, meaning you may have a higher risk of the medicine or the vaccine hanging out and causing some systemic problems like infection or reactions. And also, this is key, it delays the time to seroconversion. So let's say—
But Doctor, real quick, because I just want to keep it simple for the folks watching at home, because I'm listening to you and I'm fascinated by this. But my thing is, I would assume that for healthcare professionals, giving a needle these are unusual times, but giving a needle is standard practice. They do it every day for all kinds of things. So it's kind of maddening that you think that folks are not giving it right. I mean, how are the lessons of how to administer a shot so different that you're noticing something that potentially thousands of healthcare workers are doing wrong? Isn't there one needle rule book in med school?
Thank you for bringing that up. That's the best part of medicine. It's rarely kind of one needle rule book. There have been guideline changes. So for example, I do see people attempting to pull and by the way, I should mention, I think the majority of injectors are doing this right. The vast majority are probably doing this right. I remember in my estimate, I just made it like one person out of the entire staff of 5 hospitals. So that, and by the way, that's not real data, that's just theoretical. But if even one plane crashes, right? If even, one catastrophic problem happens in a hospital, we look into it. And that's what it is, right? It's not defending anybody's ego or am I good? I would tell you that the technique should never change. So when you see somebody squeezing up like that, I'm guessing that they're looking at the antiquated way of doing it, and they may not have injected in a while, which was they used to talk about you can maybe bulge out the muscle a little bit, and there's no advantage to doing that. The Z-track method, which encourages pushing down on the skin to expose the muscle, is the standard. So this may be somebody that trained a while ago, maybe had a different role in the hospital or somewhere else, and comes back and says, I've done injections and I want to help, which is very noble and amazing. We just want to make sure they do it right. A little continuing education, maybe a pretest. And I should mention the length of the needle should change, not the technique. So one issue I've encountered, to your point, is, I'm hearing people say, well, we use a 1-inch needle. We use a 1.5. There should not be a standard needle. It's based on weight. It's based on actually gender, because women have a higher fat content over the deltoid than men. And if you're asking one question you asked I think is important to address is, we do this all the time. Like, how could this possibly be an issue? Every surgeon that ever cut off the wrong leg by accident, and that's rare, did a lot of surgery before that happened. And usually that's a system breakdown. And that's what we're trying to target here early, so that everybody gets what they need in the proper way.
So let me ask you this too, for folks watching at home, as we all kind of go through this vaccination program together, I go to the doctor, I'm getting my shot, I notice they do the pinch. What should I do in that moment? Say, no, please don't? How should I communicate that to the person giving me the shot?
Thank you for asking. Ultimately, you want to have a supervisor on hand. That's what I've been encouraging. So if you have somebody, right, that is doing that to you, first of all, I can tell you that this is the time to be, right, you don't want to be disruptive in a medical facility, but it is your right to make sure that this is perfect. So don't be, you don't have to be polite about it. If someone tells you that that is correct, I'd say, you know what, I heard otherwise, I'm concerned. I'd like to speak to your supervisor. Any wonderful or committed healthcare professional is going to look at that and say, I understand. When people ask me for a second opinion, when I send people for a second opinion, when I call a consult, it's all for safety. So nobody should have a problem with that. And if they do, that's probably not a place you want to be.
But most people want to get in, get out, get the shot, and move on and feel safe. So can I just say, hey, don't pitch, just put it right in, rather than call the supervisor and go through a whole song and dance? Can I just say, hey, don't do the pinch, just here's my arm, boom, let's get this thing done? Is that fair?
That would be the way to go if they were willing to kind of comply with your request. If they gave you pushback, I mean, it might be, a time to call in a supervisor to resolve it. But if you were to say, hey, you mind just sticking it in, which is kind of what you should do, if they were willing to do that, that's what I would recommend. As long as it's in the appropriate length down from the joint in the belly of the muscle, I would say, hey, just don't squeeze it. Go ahead and put it in. And there you have it. Assuming it's the appropriate needle length, by the way. That's Doctor, the other consideration.
We're out of time, and thank you so much for highlighting this issue. I never would have guessed this was a thing, but I'm glad you came on tonight live to explain it, and I will be on pinch alert when my time for the COVID vaccine pops up. Thank you, sir. Happy New Year.
Thanks for
being with us.
Stay safe.